Welcome to Twisted Liquid RC Boats. Good day everyone, and welcome back to Twisted Liquid RC Boats and our Zippkits SLR missile Thunderboat build. Today, in episode 4, we're going to continue on with our laminating and finish the last piece that we didn't get done in our last episode. Unfortunately, we ran out of binder clamps doing the exhaust pieces and the engine rails, so we let them fully cure and then we removed the clamps. I gotta admit, I'm pretty happy with the way the pieces turned out. They laminated together really nice. We only have a little bit of glue to clean up in a few areas, but it's nothing serious. The pieces remain good and clean, which are great for assembly and use later on. So now that we got those 5 pieces laminated together, done, and out of our way, and we have enough binder clamps, we're going to continue on, and we're going to do bulkhead number 3. Bulkhead number 3 is a major structural bulkhead in the boat. It is the only one that is laminated together to become a 1/4 inch thick. So I'm going to try and do this bulkhead, because of its size, in 2 steps. What I'd like to do is first I'd like to laminate these 2 pieces together, get all the clamps on them and get everything lined up perfectly. And after I let this cure for a while, then I'm going to come in and I'm going to do the turn fin bracket. The biggest things that I can stress to you when doing bulkhead number 3 is have the manual open like it is right here and orientate yourself with the parts facing you and the letters and numbers on this side, on your left hand side. If you do that, you will build this properly. Besides that, make sure that you don't have too much excess glue in your slots, because you're going to need to keep these clean everywhere that you see a slot in order to have fitment later on. So, without any further hold up, let's take some tight bond. And now that we know what this material is like to work with, let's continue doing our laminating process. And we're going to give this a good liberal coating, like we did all the other pieces that we done. And we're going to take our time and smear it out without making too much of a mess. And then we will proceed to clamp all the pieces together. Once again, guys, keep saying it all the time. This is a process of a little bit of patience. Don't be in a rush. You do have working time with this material. You do need to get a good coat all over the part. I'm probably not going to smear this one around because I don't want to make a mess on the other part around the holes. Watch the tight bond, because it is a little bit of a runny liquid. So we're going to get working here now. We're going to start smearing ourselves a good coat of tight bond all over this bulkhead. And we are probably going to have to clean out some of our slots and areas, but I'm kind of already prepared for that, and I don't think it's going to be too much of a big deal. Once again, guys, nice liberal coat of glue. Get it all over the part. Try not to make too much of a mess on yourself. Some is dripping on me, unfortunately. Maybe I used a little too much on this piece. But I'd like to get a good coat on it so that it definitely adheres to its main piece. So, quickly cleaning up. Let's see if we cannot get these 2 pieces done together very, very nicely. Okay, we have them laid in place. Let's do as much alignment as we can. And a few little tricks I'm going to use here for cleaning out these slots. But like I say, you have to get bulkhead 3 done and clamped. Now, my idea is to clamp from the inside out. So, I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to get a big clamp right there. I'm going to make sure that the slots on the top are lined up. It's already pushing some excess glue out. Then I'm going to clamp the bottom right here with a clamp that will fit right there. Same thing again. I'm going to check my alignment on all my slots, all my pieces. A little bit off right there. Now's your time to wiggle it, guys. All the part is loose. Now's the time to wiggle it where you want it. And make sure that you get it exactly centered together like you want it. Okay, let's start clamping outward. See if we can't get bulkhead 3 held together and get its slots cleaned up quickly. Move some of these in a little bit. Clean up some glue. But I'm going to try and clamp out while keeping everything aligned as best I can. I'm going to use my little rubber dowel trick in my wooden holes right here. Right, drop that one. That'll help with alignment a little more. And it will force any glue out of the holes until I get everything fully clamped. We can get rid of a little excess glue right away on the top. Along our edges, try and get it quickly. If you gotta sand a little bit out later on, it's no big deal. Just getting everything perfectly flat, square, even, all your slots lined up everywhere you locate one. That's your biggest key. And as you do so, clamp it. Like I say, I'm working from the middle out because I figured that way I will be able to keep everything lined up perfectly, and I should have no problems at all. Once again, guys, we're going to use up as many clamps as possible to get this together. We are going to start to do a little cleanup on our slots now quickly, and then we'll do a little more clamping. I didn't want to use an excessive amount of wood glue on this piece because I didn't want to fill up inside these holes. I didn't want to make it look ugly. And as we clamp this, we're squeezing more glue out, which is great, which tells me it's working well. I'm going to try and clean up as much of it as we can as we go. Alright, just double check all around again. Yep. Everything looks good. Let's keep it going. I'm going to lay 2 more little pieces of rubber in those holes. Right there. Keep them clean of glue. As I keep clamping out, I see more glue squatting out, which is great. Tells me we're definitely adhering the part. Once again, make sure on our alignment, make sure on all of our slots. Start coming in with smaller clamps around to give us a really, really good joint part here. Once again, guys, you got to work a little bit quick with the material, but it's nothing that is too crazy to do or anything. It's doesn't set up instantly, but it seems like it's a pretty good glue to work with. I'm impressed with it, I will say that. Titanium is good to work with. I have no problems with it. Great how I can just push these up to keep them out of the way. Let's get a couple more around the edges. And let's start doing some cleanup of our slots. Clamp as much as I can quickly. Don't be afraid to use clamps, guys. Don't be afraid to use clamps. These are your friend for doing stuff like this. They're going to determine how well that part sticks together. You can always clean up a bit of glue later on if you got to with a little bit of sandpaper. But I'm more worried right now about cleaning up the slots, so it makes my life easier. So I took some little pieces of wood that were out of the kit from when I popped the pieces out, and I kept them for doing little stuff like this, because I knew that if I just ran them up through the slots, it would easily remove the wood glue that's in excess that I want gone. And the main reason we want to do this is because all these slots have to interlock in parts when we go to put the boat together in the jig. So a little bit of cleanup as you're building while your tight band is not cured is definitely recommended. You can use Q-tips, you can use rags, you can use a little piece of wood like this. I'm glad I sewed these. They're getting all of the glue out of the slots. And that's going to make my life very, very much so easier later on. Like I say, I may have to come in and just clean up a little bit later on, but I'm just concerned right now with getting the worst of the glue out of any slots that could be here, so that when we go to assemble later on, everything fits together really, really nice. Don't forget this little one down here. Like I say, this is just a tiny little piece of wood that was in the kit. It's a piece of the old scrap that you're going to have lying around, and it's going to work great for cleaning out these slots. So a little suggestion may be to keep these and have them lying around. A little more glue right there. This is starting to cure now, so we are going to lay this piece aside, and I can look at all my slots and see that they are lined perfectly, and that makes me really, really happy. And we're going to lay Bulkhead 3 aside and say that our first bit of laminating is done. Okay, after letting our Bulkhead number 3 cure for a couple hours, we're going to come in and remove these 5 clamps right here, and we're going to finish our laminating up by adding our turn fin bracket, which is an extra piece we have to laminate on this side. So this has been cured now for a couple hours, and I'm figuring it's going to give me more than enough time so that nothing's going to move or bend or shift on me. And I'm going to leave all the rest of the clamps on the piece, but we're simply going to get our tight bond going, and we are going to glue in our turn fin support also. This guy can only be installed in one way. Get it right. We're going to have to move this clip too out of the way. He can only go in one way, and the letters will be disappeared when you install it. Once again, make sure your slots are clean when you're done, and this will be an easy task to do. I'm still going to use my 2 pieces of rubber for alignment, but seeing we're ready to do it, let's put a liberal coating of tight bond on our turn fin support. Same as we've done before, guys. Just smear it around. Make sure that you got a good even coating on it. I got a hole filled in there with a little bit, but our rubber is going to help us there. We'll simply do that, and our rubber will help us. So now that we have our tight bond, we're going to lay this piece in place. Hold it together with my fingers. I'm going to stand it up so it sits level. I'm going to make sure that it's good and it's square. Everything is lined up properly. Once I know my alignment is perfect right there, I'm going to start on the bottom with a clip. Hold all 3 pieces in place. It's already squeezing out excess glue. Same as before, guys. Take our little piece of scrap wood that we got from the scrap in the kit. Use it to clean out our dowel, our slots so that we have no crazy amounts of excess glue to get in our way and we'll continue building our boat. Once again, now is the time to check it and make sure it's perfect. Because perfect is what you want here. So I'm going to reach into my handy bag of clamps and to make my life really good, so I know I'm definitely doing this good, I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to clamp it in like so, so it keeps everything perfectly aligned. And I'm going to use my little rubber hose trick to keep my holes clean. And the support is looking perfectly lined up like we want it. I'm just going to make sure we can get our slot good and clean right away. And now we will reclamp this piece. Once again, we're going to try and clamp all three pieces together where we can. If we have enough room with our clamps. If we don't, right there. So that looks like it's going to be the way I'm going to hold it for now. Last, I get these out of the way. Get one more possibly in there. Nope, I don't think so. Let's move this over. Gotta stop dropping clamps. Ooh, went in there perfect. Went in there perfect. Come back, reclamp this way again, just to make sure that we've got everything perfectly square. And now we have our turn fin support laminated to bulkhead 3. Right now, it's time to leave this piece alone for a day, let it completely cure, and we have all of our laminating done, which I'm really glad that this step is completely out of the way. It will only be a little while longer and we will be building our frame to our boat. But our next step is going to be to get our floor built, as you can see sitting on the table on the MDF. But our laminating is officially done and out of our way. Complete step done. Thanks for watching, guys. As I said last time, I hope I'm not boring you guys, but I am going to show you every step to building a Zippkits SLR missile. It's my whole goal here. I think I used enough clamps on this one. We're going to let it all sit. But everything looks perfectly done. All our slots look perfectly clean. I'm pretty happy with the way it's turning out. I just let the initial two pieces cure for a couple hours. Then I came in and done the turn fin bracket. It just makes it easier. Do it in a couple steps. As I said, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you continue on our build journey. Next video, we're going to build the floor. We have to take a run to our local hobby shop to pick up some 30-minute epoxy, some Bob Smith Industries stuff, some good recommended epoxy that they say to use in the manual. And as soon as we do, we're going to take our masking tape, we're going to build our floor, then it's a little jig work, and then some framework, because we have all of our laminating officially done. So as I say, guys, thanks for watching the channel. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying this build series. We're going to keep it going, we're going to keep it steady, and if you guys keep watching, you're going to learn how to build a Zippkits SLR missile yourself too. Take care, have a good day. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe. Take care and stay safe.